Alright everyone, we have an epic win for new tech right now, specifically Rumble in this story, although I still use BitChute, Odyssey, and Minds as well. You should join me on all of them. 2 links in the description. The first is to Steven Crowder's channel on Rumble, and the second one is to my own humble channel, where, by the way, Clankdom is very close to 100,000 subscribers. It'll be the 3rd platform I have a 6-figure audience on. I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy. And the overall viewership over time is growing at a pretty steady clip. Rumble has done a lot better over the last few months than earlier. It's gotten a lot faster and more stable. So yes, over 99,000 people already subscribed, so what the hell are you waiting for? Some of you that are joining me on YouTube aren't watching my live streams on Rumble. You should probably do that. Anyway, Crowder was banned recently. He did an interview with Kari Lake, and for unknown reasons, YouTube said this is naughty, this is not allowed. It probably had to do with mentioning the 2020 election offhand or something like that. And obviously they don't like Kari Lake because she's MAGA, and they don't like Crowder because I don't think that he's really MAGA, but at the same time he's not like a neocon, so they don't really like him either because he's an independent commentator. He does not need to suck off corporations in order to make a living. This is exactly what the WEF types don't like. They don't like people that are self-employed meaningfully and don't have to suck cock and have a bunch of contracts. So Crowder was not able to continue doing Louder with Crowder for I think 2 weeks, or maybe it's a 1-week ban now, I don't know exactly. He got a strike, so he can't live stream for a while. It might be reversed, which would be hilarious, but judging by what happened subsequently, he may decide to go all in on a Rumble exclusive or something. He had over 90,000 live viewers on Rumble the other day in his Kari Lake Redux talking about the YouTube suspension or ban. Used to be ban meant literally banned, and otherwise you use the term strike or suspension. For some reason, in colloquial parlance, this has been reversed now. I don't know exactly why. I'll try to do a study and get back to you and figure out exactly when that fucking happened. I think it's because of Twitter inverting those terms myself, but I'm not 100% sure. If you can get a near 6-figure live viewing audience, and the video now has hundreds of thousands of views on it as well, I would think that's pretty healthy. It's pretty good, now isn't that? That's more than the vast majority of people will ever get on much larger platforms. Rumble is quickly growing, I will note, but even when you have a starting audience that's in the millions range, like Crowder does, even then it's hard to get that many people to use what had been considered, all tech before. I no longer use that term because these sites are now large enough, sophisticated enough, and sort of with it enough that I just call them new tech because they're innovative as opposed to basically just taking the systems that were used in yesteryear and fiddling with them occasionally. Like Twitter. Twitter's done this, and TikTok and others. Those are old tech. New tech is more innovative. And it pays very well, by the way, I may add, potentially, to be big on these platforms. People, I see so many creators, and Crowder even technically is one of them, which don't really popularize these platforms until something happens to hazard their mainline or legacy tech presence. So you'll have a person with 500,000 subscribers that's like, oh, I've made a BitChute channel. They never mention it again. Maybe they don't even link it out in the description of their videos on other platforms. Someone makes a Substack, but they don't talk about it. Somebody has Subscribestar, but they mention it once, plop a link in the description where 2 people watch it, maybe every video they make, and they call it a day, and then when they get banned off Patreon, and then they have to popularize their Subscribestar, they're wondering why they're making half. I'm very glad that over the course of several years now, I've been doing what I can for these platforms, and congrats to Crowder. You'll probably bring thousands or tens of thousands of new users to the site over a 24-hour period. I did notice there does seem to be an uptick in subscriber growth lately there as well. I'd be surprised. Originally, I figured on the 28th, roughly, under my original calculation, I expected there to be 100,000 people following my channel on Rumble. Now I'm thinking it might be the 21st or 22nd. It might be far earlier than anticipated because the growth has skyrocketed. This is also the case on other new tech platforms. Subscribestar, I don't even post articles more than once in a blue moon. Can't remember how many people following the fucking email feed. These are good sites. And shame on YouTube, by the way. You're not giving the man any explanation of what specifically was done wrong, which is now par for the course. And YouTube eventually is going to sober up at some point and wonder, oh shit, we're starting to lose revenue. We're starting to lose some of the big creators on our platform. They're using Rumble, or their attention span got fried, so now they're TikTokers or something. They're under 30 preferably. I see middle-aged people using TikTok, and I can only think there must be something pathologically wrong with you. So they're on Rumble or BitChute or something like that. YouTube eventually is going to wise up, maybe. Twitter has the same issue and say, well, we alienated part of our audience. We're shrinking now, and once you start shrinking, usually there's no way to claw things back. Well, what did we do wrong? It's because you censored so many people. You alienated people off the platform. I use the example of Patreon. Patreon is a site in decline now. When they kicked Sargon of Akkad off, a bunch of the people that followed Sargon there and gave him money left the platform. This didn't just impact Sargon of Akkad. Patreon effectively gave me a 50% reduction in the amount of donations I was getting over the course of the subsequent months. I had been making, I think it was about $4,000 a month at peak there. Now it's $1,200. If it weren't for Subscribestar, I'd be making less money than when I had half as many subscribers. Thank you, Subscribestar, by the way. You should all use that platform. It had the unintended consequence, Lauren Southern in that case too. It had the unintended consequence of taking a huge chunk out of the site, which made it less attractive to other creators as well because of audience overlap. Again, you don't compete for subscribers, only for time usage. So a person can donate to 3 or 4 people. If they leave the site, it isn't because they are pissed at the creator, they're pissed at the site. YouTube is going to learn this the hard way at some point, I hope, before it kills itself off. I still feel positively towards YouTube generally. I just wish they would reverse course and go back to the TOS of about 2014 or thereabouts. Your site was working perfectly, and now you're throwing it away, and now Crowder's getting near 6-figure live audiences on Rumble only. He can strike a deal with them probably and make millions of bucks. So, YouTube is having an issue right now. Crowder, meanwhile, he doesn't appear to have much of an issue now, does he? Going to be kind of hard to silence somebody that can pull in an audience greater than Rachel Maddow on a new tech site 2% the size of YouTube. That's about all. Peace out.